Hello students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to discuss with you a very important chemistry chapter, that is chemical reaction and equations, which is a basic knowledge for the chemistry. In this chapter we are discussing about the chemical reaction, types of chemical reactions, and method of writing the chemical equations, and also we are going to discuss about how to balance a chemical equation and how to classify the different chemical equations and different chemical reactions. Yes, let's get start our class. Here I have some pictures of changes that are taking place in our daily life. You have to identify those pictures and classify those into physical and chemical change, because you know very well about what is a physical change and chemical change that you studied in your previous class, that is in 9th, right? See the first picture, that is melting of ice. Yes, what about change it is? Yes, you are correct. It's a physical change. Because why you call it as physical change? Because in a physical change, a change in which no new substances are found, only its form or the state it changes, and their chemical composition is not disturbed. Such a type of a change we call as a physical change. So that is melting of ice is a physical change, right? Next, this is ripening of the fruits. Here the ripening of the fruit, the picture shows the different fruits are ripening. Yes, the ripening of the fruit is, before ripening the fruit is of different chemical composition, but when it ripens completely, the fruit chemical composition changes, a new substance forms. It becomes juicy and new substances form, and therefore this type of change we are considered as chemical change, right? And next is this is interesting. There is a burning candle. Yes, in the burning candle, can you guess what type of change it is? Yes, this is a interesting example I say, because burning candle, where in the candle the wax is burned and converts into soot, carbon dioxide, heat and water. That means there is a new substance formed from the wax. So that it's a chemical change. But at the same time, we can also observe in this there is a physical change, that is the wax from the solid state, it melting to liquid state. So that is melting of wax is an example of physical change, where burning of the candle is an example of chemical change. So one more picture is there in that slide, that is about food cooking. Some person is cooking the food. So to prepare the food we use many ingredients which are of different taste and different properties. When you cook the food, their chemical nature changes, their chemical composition changes into different form. So that new substance formed, the food which is formed is a new substance. So that it is also an example of a chemical change. And this is interesting, that the rusted car is there. The rusted car is there. You know, car is, the outer body of the car is made up of the metal, especially the iron is used. And iron is here combined with moisture or water and oxygen. It formed a rust. So which is a new substance. A chemical, it is a new substance. So such a new substance formed from the iron, and so that it is called as chemical change. And this is, see, there is a seed gets seedling and it germinates, and after it's growing, there is a size of the length of the stem goes on changing. This is only a physical change. The external only the properties of that is not changes, only the physical changes change. Physical observation, see, there is only an external growth is there. Only there is a change in their growth. So that we can consider again it is as a physical change. Yes. Now see one more. Here the water is boiling. The boiling water is what type of change? Yes, it is a physical change. Why? Because water is boiling at a particular temperature. At the same time water is getting evaporating. See here, the water state is changing. Water which is in liquid form, water which is in evaporated form, which is in the evaporating, that both are chemically the composition is same. The vapor is also same as water is also same. Only its state is changing, so that it is also a physical change. See one more in the slide, there is a burning of some materials like paper is burning and here matchsticks are burning. See, burning paper and matchstick, finally at the end they give a new product called ash will produces. Will get soot or ashes produces. When ashes produces, it is a new substance. It is not like that of the paper. So that the burning of a paper is an example of a chemical change, because of the chemical nature of the paper changes to another type of nature. So that another chemical nature it will get. So that we are considered this is also a chemical change. Right. So as I mentioned, the definition of physical change. These are the changes affecting the form of chemical substance, only form of the chemical substance, but not its chemical composition. Example, the physical change only involves in the change in the physical state or the properties like state, volume, shape, etc. Right? So if you take a paper and tear it, you will get a two piece of paper. The paper chemical composition not changes, only its size will get changes. So that's an example of physical change. Chemical change, these are the change that bring a change in the chemical composition of a substance, by that a new substance is formed. So that is an example of ripening of fruit and other things. So they are all, I have mentioned, they are all the chemical changes. See, in a chemical change, to bring a chemical change in a substance, there should be a chemical reaction takes place. To bring a chemical change, there should be a chemical reaction takes place. Then question arises, what chemical reaction is? And in this chapter, our main concentration is regarding chemical changes, that is about chemical reaction. Let's start the next point, that is chemical reaction. What is a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a process in which a new substance formed with a new properties. A substance with new properties are formed, that is called as chemical reaction. Or you can also say this is, you can define like this, the transformation of a chemical substance into another chemical substance. That is called as chemical reaction. Say for example, hydrogen is one substance or an element which combines with oxygen. See, hydrogen has the property that is highly flammable, that is catches the fire, and oxygen is one which support for the combustion. But the interesting thing is, when these are chemically combined, they form a new substance. That new substance is water, which on pouring stops the combustions. So that is a new substance. That means the substance which are involved in the chemical reaction have different properties, and the new substance which is formed has of different properties. So example, sodium and combines with a poisonous gas called chlorine gas. When they combine, it forms sodium salt, which is used for in cooking, the common salt we use. So these are all. And during this chemical reaction, is the atoms of the chemical completely changes into other. No, it's not like that. Only in a chemical reaction, there is no change of one atom of an element into another type. Only here, the rearrangement of atoms takes place. The atoms are arranged in a different manner so that a new substance will form with a new properties. Example, magnesium, a metal, when combines with oxygen, it produces a magnesium oxide. When you burn the magnesium strip, it produces with a dazzling light, with a dazzling white flame, produces magnesium oxide. See, magnesium has a very different property, oxygen has a different property. When they combined, there is a rearrangement of magnesium and oxygen, so to form a magnesium oxide, which is of new properties. So in this chemical equation, the reactant, the substance or the chemicals which are involving in a chemical reaction, those we call them as reactant. What's a reactant? A substance substances that take part in a chemical reaction are called reactants. Is it clear? And the product are the substance which produces as a result of the chemical reaction. At the end of the chemical reaction, new substance is formed. Those new substances are called as the products. Is that clear? Now, see what the chemical equation is. We have written these all chemical reaction in equation form. So what the chemical equation is done? The method of representing a chemical reaction with the help of symbols and formulae of a substance that are involved in the chemical reaction, and that is known as chemical equation. See, I have written here iron plus sulfuric acid. Iron, I have written iron, which is a substance, a chemical substance involved in the chemical reaction, and along with that a sulfuric acid is added. So both together are involved in the chemical reaction, hence they are called as reactant. Hence they are called as what? Reactant. And here that form an iron sulfate. This is iron sulfate is formed. And this iron sulfate plus hydrogen gas is liberated. Iron sulfate and hydrogen, which are the new substances that are formed, and they are called as reactants. And these the reactant and the product which are formed here are written in a particular way. That is, hydrogen plus oxygen is written. These what I written, they are called as word equation because I have not used the symbol and formula. But the chemical equation means the representing of chemical reaction with using symbols or formula. But I have written in word. Hence these are called as word equations. Then how to write a chemical word equation into chemical equations? It's very easy. During the conversion, we have to use the symbols for elements and for compound, for formulae for the compounds. Right? While writing the elements in a chemical equation, we should consider their atomicity, the element atomicity you have to consider. If there is an element is there, you have to consider the atomicity and write an equation. And next is the second one. There in the compound is formed. While writing the compound in a chemical equation, we should consider the valency of that. See one example I will give you. Here I have given hydrogen plus oxygen formation of water. Here I have written hydrogen as H2 because hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. See, while writing I have written H2, I have not written H because if I write H, it is a become symbol of hydrogen, but it's an element. The valency, the atomicity of hydrogen is 2, hence I have written H2, and oxygen atomicity is also 2, hence I have written 2. And when it is differentiated by arrow mark, At the right side, the product I have written. The product is nothing but the water, that is H2O, which is a compound. To write the compound formulae, last year we studied how to write a compound formula. That is, we have to write the elements of those two and the valency we have to write. Here hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen valency is 1, oxygen valency is 2. When you crisscross these two, you will get a formula that is H2O, so that's why I have written H2. The same in case of ferrous, when combines with CuSO4 forms copper and ferrous sulfate. So these are all about regarding chemical equations. Still there are many informations and ways are there how to write a chemical equations, and so different the steps we are using, and also we are using some of other informations regarding chemical equations that I will tell you tomorrow in the next class. In the next class I will tell, and also we are going to discuss in the next class about the characteristics of the chemical reactions and many more things, right? Thank you for the watching.